That's it. That's good. That's good. That's good. Let's go. No. Oh, yeah. Come on, Faith. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, oh, that's good. Congratulations.
Thanks.
How are you? You did much better than Tom Brokaw, by the way.
I'm winded.
Yeah. Wow, that is some outfit.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here and for wearing that. And you made my night. Now, how did it feel to actually go through the maze? Did you feel it all like a...
I got a little confused there. That's how...
Yeah.
It's all happening.
Rats make it look easy, but it's actually much harder than that.
I love rats.
Someone told me that you like rats. You used to have rats for pets. Is that right?
Not like the New York dumpster kind. Like the...
Yeah, I would hope you wouldn't have them.
No, but I did. I had a button-down shirt with the one little pocket, and I'd take him to school, and he'd sit in there, and he'd come out for nibbles every once in a while.
Really?
Well,
how did people react? You're in algebra class, and and suddenly Mr. Rat peeks out from your shirt, and would people freak out?
He was very sneaky.
He was sneaky?
He never got caught.
Really?
He would come out for little kisses and go back in.
Wow.
You have to talk like that, too, when
He
you're talking.
talked like that? So you had a talking rat.
You have to talk like that when you're talking about them.
Yes. You have to go into that voice.
Come out for kisses.
I talk about Max that way sometimes. People on the street are like, how's Max doing? He's really good. He comes out for kisses. What about were your parents cool with you having a rat?
Yeah, my mom, it took my mom a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's a cool mom to only take a minute.
Well, he would sleep, it took her a couple minutes, but he would sleep in the bed with me. But in the middle of the night, he would get up and get into the vents that go along the floors. And he would disappear for 3 days, so I'd have to lure him out with food and more kisses. And, then my mom would freak out, because he'd end up in her room.
Yeah, that's not good when a rat's on the loose.
Yeah. He died June 23rd, 1993. And I know. And my mom came out and cried.
That's a nice crowd that all goes, for a rat that died in 1993. He
was awesome.
Was your dad afraid of the rat?
No. My dad's not really afraid of anything.
Wow. I wish I could say that about my dad. I love my dad, but he's afraid of many, many things. Your dad, he sounds like a cool guy.
He's I can't say what he really is, but, well, I was going to say a curse word, that's why, but a good one in a good way. He's a Vietnam vet. He's, like, guerrilla warfare trained. He's loopy. He's awesome.
You just said so many things at the same time. He's a Vietnam vet. He can kill you in a second. He's loopy. I love him. Well, I mean, when you say, okay, let's talk just a second about this, if it's cool. Okay, growing up with your dad, how did he behave around the house? Did he take his work and his training home?
We had rocket launchers in the garage. Me and my brother would play Ninja. There were no rockets, unfortunately.
That's good to always remove the rocket from the launcher when children are around. That's a safe home.
It was pretty heavy, too. It was like one of the real deal ones.
So he kept rocket launchers and...
in the garage.
Yeah.
And sort of, he kind of taught us self-control. No, self-defense. Like the whole wrist thing.
He taught you as children self-defense. He taught you to open a door to escape, I hope? What does this mean? That's scaring me right now. He taught me self-defense. What is that?
That's all it takes right there.
Depending on where you are, yeah.
The wrist twist.
The wrist, what is that?
Actually, there was a letter sent out by my record company when I first started that said we weren't allowed to travel together anymore.
You and your dad?
Because we would always get in fights everywhere. My dad got kicked out of the American Music Awards.
What did he do at the American Music Awards?
You know, security, you know how they get.
Yes, they try and keep people safe from possible trouble.
No, at my first album release party, though, my dad has this thing like, you can say whatever you want, but just don't put your hands on me.
Right.
So the security guard that was actually there to protect me tried to keep my dad from coming into the VIP room. And I walked out of the VIP room, and my dad he did the little...
What part of the body is he doing that to? I mean, I'm just curious. Is that the male nipple? Is that done too? Is it lower?
Wrist.
Oh, it's the wrist. It's the wrist. Okay.
So he had this big, solid bear of a man on his knees whimpering. I was like, Daddy works for me.
Right.
So we can't really travel together.
Sounds like a cool. Can you just show me what it is? The wrist.
Well, if you were gonna go, if you were gonna go to grab me.
Okay, let's say I come at you. This is my face. When I'm attacking random women in New York, that's the face that's coming at you. You think you can handle that? That would scare your dad right there. This guy coming at you 100 miles an hour on a zip line. All right.
Yeah, you would go that slow too.
Okay, no, so let's say come in like that and you grab it. And then, whoa, okay. That you totally. I believe you. All right. I just soiled myself. Now, I want to mention this. Your husband, Carrie Hart, is a very cool guy.
You have to get that voice when you talk about him, too.
Because he comes out for kisses as well. And climbs around in the vents at home. Very cool guy. Rides motorcycles for a living. And you've described your life together as boring and completely wild at the same time. Is that true? Like it's a swirly cone of different emotions.
Constant confliction.
Yeah. Like what?
Well, the boring, I guess, would be we like to sit home and cook and watch movies. And then the wild would be when we wake up in the morning hungover, we skydive and flip motorcycles.
So it could be either. You never know which one. See, I would never know when to drop by because I would be cool with hanging around watching TV, eating cheese popcorn. But I don't know. What if I dropped in when you guys were like, Conan, let's go. We're tumbling drunk out of a
Jaeger.
Yeah, exactly. We're doing shots at 30,000 feet on the way down.
You can skydive with us anytime.
It's a date. It'll never happen. Zip line is about all I can handle. I want to bring this up. This is something that you wanted to mention. You're very serious about this. You're doing a lot of work with PETA these days, and you're concerned with an issue that actually is a big deal here in New York City. Is that right?
Yes. The whole reason I'm here actually is, for the first time in history, City Councilman Tony Avella has put legislation forward to ban horse-drawn carriages, and it's an outdated tradition. It's very inhumane. The more you learn about it, the less you'll like it. The horses are abused, and they're not fed properly. They shouldn't be on concrete. They shouldn't be inhaling fumes. They have respiratory problems, leg problems. You know, one collapsed from heat exhaustion, and the owner whipped it to try and get it back up, and it died the next morning. It's just, it's an outdated tradition, and it needs to stop. People say tradition, I think, like it's a good thing, but most of the time tradition is a lame excuse for cruelty. That would be like calling Michael Vick traditional, because dogfighting is a tradition in some places.
Right.
He just doesn't seem traditional to me.
Well, you're not the only person that's concerned about this. There's a lot of people that live in Manhattan, as do I. My wife is. She loves horses, and she really is bothered by the sight of these animals. They look unhappy, and it's not really the cool environment for them.
No, and Mayor Bloomberg, unfortunately, is opposing the ban right now. But if you write enough letters, write those letters, send those emails, we can change his damn mind.
All right. Well, for more information, if you want to find out more about this issue, check out PETA.org. Yes. And I think it's cool, though, that you're doing that. Yeah. And it was very nice for you to be here, to go through the maze, and to rip my wrist off. Thank you very much. Pink, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll come back. New dogs coming up. We'll see you in a bit.